All right, we are headed to Aria for the PGT Championship. Took a lot of work down the stretch, but we finally made our way into that top 40. We barely did that. We're in 39th place, but we're in there, and I'm looking to repeat the win from last year. So no one's ever done that. It will be a challenge because where you finish in the leaderboard, so me, 39th place, that's how many chips you start with. So first place, Alex Foxen, he starts with about 350,000 in chips. I'm gonna start with like 125,000. So he's got a lot more chips, but anything can happen. We can win. The odds are against us a bit, but top 6 get paid, and first is $500,000, and yeah, looking to do it again. I got in a little workout this morning, a little family time, some good food. Feeling good. It's a nice day in Vegas, and I'm ready to repeat this win, so let's do it.
What's up, man? How you doing? How are you? Good to see you. Man, you had a good end of the year. You had a good end of the year, huh?
Yeah, great.
You crushed it. That's nice. Congrats. That's awesome.
How you doing?
Good. How's it
I like
going?
your vlog, by the way.
Hey, thank you. Thanks. You might be in it, maybe. You want to be in it?
I am. I'm one of the Dream Team winners.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Congrats. That's cool.
And outside of the free money they give away, which is $1 million in this tournament, they give you a nice little goodie bag that has some nice stuff in it. So we have some raw optics, blue light blocking sunglasses, a true classic gift card, some beef jerky, lots of merchandise, hoodies, shirts, things like that. So pretty cool. Just goes to show how much they take care of their players here at the Poker Go Tour, and they treat you good. And taking a look at the starting table here at the PGT Championship, it's kind of what you would expect. Alex Foxen, the PGT leaderboard champion to my left. We have Neil Warren there. Steven Chidwick. We have a Dream Seat winner across the table from me, and then Ben Tollerene and Isaac Haxton is to my right. So no shortage of killers at the table. What do you expect? Let's do battle. And right off the bat, we see Isaac Haxton limp out of the small blind. I look down at 10-9 offsuit and choose to check in the big blind. The dealer spreads the ace-8-3 flop. Ike takes a small little stab here. It's only 1,000, which is a third of the pot. I think I have a pretty mandatory continue here, given that he'll be stabbing a lot of flops here, blind versus blind. Turn is an ace, and he checks. I'm quite tempted to take a little stab and try to get him off maybe jack high, queen high, king high, things like that. I do decide to check instead. The 3 pairs bottom pair, and he bets about a third pot, 1,500. This hand to me feels like it's right in the middle of I could maybe call and have the best hand with 10 high, but also I could just fold. But another interesting option is to put in a raise and try to get him off some hands he might be betting for value, like a queen or a king. He would have aces and threes with a king. That's probably worth betting a third pot. So I do decide to make it 9K, and he gives it some thought and lets it go. So we get a bluff through right off the bat through Isaac Haxton. And now we're in level 2, and I'm in early position. I look down at the king jack offsuit, good enough for a raise. The small blind makes a call, and so does Ben Tollerene out of the big blind.
Well, there is our champion of the series finale.
On the king 3 deuce flop, with a flush draw, we all check around. I could certainly be betting here, but I do decide to check. Turn is the jack, giving me top 2, so a fantastic turn for me. They check to me again. I can't be slow playing anymore here. I think I want to start putting money into this pot. I just bet 4,000. Small blind folds, and Tollerene makes it 16,000. Now, he's not super deep. I have him covered by a fair amount. If I call this, we have about a pot size bet behind. My hand is just kind of too good to raise. I also have the king of diamonds in my hand, so that is definitely noteworthy that I do block some flush draws. So in position here, I definitely like just trapping, especially against a very capable opponent that can fire off a lot of bluffs. So I do make the call. We go to the river, heads up, and it pairs the deuce. Ben bets 43,000, which is all of his chips but 1,000. And I don't want to let him off the hook if he has king 3 or king queen and let him save that last 1K. This guy is one of the best players in the world. If I can get all of his chips, he will call the hands like king queen and king 3. And if he does cooler me with, you know, pocket threes, it costs me 1K more. So definitely the risk versus reward here pencils out for me just putting the stack in. So I do that. He quickly folds, which lets everyone know he was completely bluffing. He didn't have a real decision at all. So I pick up a nice pot here. And Ben Tollerene busts shortly after the big pot. I played with him, and we get word from the floor. We are going to seven-handed. Really nice thing here at the studio. As soon as it's possible to get to seven-handed with the number of players left, they will do that. So most tournaments are usually 6 or 7-handed, which is very, very nice. Big improvement over 9 or 8-handed in my opinion. So here we see Stephen Chidwick raise in the low jack. And the dream seat winner, his name is Daniel Van Dyke. 3 bets in the next spot. So thus far, he has not been playing too scared. It's hard to put your finger on exactly how you think someone is going to play like a wild card like this. Maybe he wants to come in and prove himself. It's not like he put up the money to be here, so it is a free roll. That being said, he is playing with a lot of top players, and a lot of people will go into a shell in a situation like that and wait for good hands. But I have seen him 3-bet some hands and play quite a few hands, so he seemed like he's not on the tight side by any means. So after he 3-bets and it folds around to me on the button and I look down at 2 queens, I believe that I want to put in a 4-bet here. Daniel has about 130,000 here. The big blind is 1.5K. So he has just under 90 big blinds. So I'm comfortable 4-betting the queens here and seeing what happens. It gets back to him. He does just call, which I'm relieved to see. We see the 8-3 deuce flop with 2 clubs. He checks. I think I definitely am going to continue with a bet here. So I bet 15,000. He makes the call. At this point, I think he probably has something like 10s or jacks, most likely. The turn is a 6. He checks again, and there's no reason for me to slow play here. He could have overcards. He could have a flush draw. I'm just going to try to bet and stack jacks and 10s.
38.
Well, you got me. I'm on.
He now moves all in for 85,000. And he says, if you got it, you got it. So I don't know what to think about that exactly. It might be a truthful statement. It might not be, but it kind of doesn't matter at this point with the strength of my hand. I think he can just have jacks. Of course, sometimes maybe I'll run into aces or a set or something like that. But I think it's good enough to go with here for sure after I put in 38K. So I call. He reveals the pocket kings. River is the king. So Daniel wins a nice pot there off me. I'm left with about 72,000, which is still 50 big blinds. Still fine, but a little unfortunate there. So after a few uneventful levels of losing some small pots, we're now on level 5. The big blind is 3K. I'm all the way down to 26,000. Things are not looking good here. But it's folded around to me, and I look down at the Queen Jack offsuit on the button. A very clear shove. So I put the stack in. It's folded around to Alex Foxen in the big blind.
There is the jam.
He has ace-6 offsuit, which he says is good enough to call here. I can't disagree with that. Flop is king high, but also contains a queen. So a great flop for me. He'll have to catch an ace or running pairs. So the river, he has only 3 outs. He does not hit an ace on the river, so I double up.
Why did the vegetables all sink?
7,000.
Go ahead, tell me.
Too many leaks. Too many leaks. What do you eat the vegetable? Good one, right?
I mean,
It's one of those English vegetables. A leek.
yeah,
Now you see why they'll do it.
you try. I mean,
And we're in level 6 now. The big blind is 4,000. So my stack is just about 9.5 big blinds, and I'm in the low jack with ace-6 offsuit. Fairly close, but I put the stack in with this one. Foxen in the cutoff calls. He's got king jack offsuit. So I am ahead here. A decent little spot to double up.
Rematch on opposite sides.
And the flop is nothing for him, and he does not improve on the turn. Or the river. I get a much needed double up again. I just give you chips every hand besides all ins. You want me around.
You just gotta start winning those other things. Your Alvin's coach,
Okay.
and he gave me like a complete swing change.
Oh, wow.
When that happens,
That's a big deal. That's hard.
When that, 'cause here's
You
the
suck
thing. I
first.
got down to an 8,
Yeah.
but I was capped. I couldn't hit the ball any farther doing what I'm doing, so the only way to do it is to start over. Or not, just make some changes.
Yeah.
So then I played 3 rounds since, and just horrible. Like
Yeah,
92,
that's what I was
95,
going to say.
That's
You're
what-
like
that's
plus
normal.
20 now or something.
But I'm grinding every day. Like I practiced yesterday for 6 hours, 2 hours this morning.
Too much.
Although this morning when I was hitting balls, I was hitting it 20 yards further, thinking of ball 3, but that's on the range. You can do that on the
Yeah, I
range.
know.
you know?
Yeah, for sure. It's all different on the range. Helmuth even came and played with us last
I
week.
saw. Little blueberry muffin. Blueberry? Is this just me and you, bro?
You and me.
Just me and him?
I have 64,000.
How many big lines?
10 seconds.
12,000.
12,000. 10 seconds.
I could beat that.
For the camera.
Wow. King. Wow.
Compare it now. Going the opposite way.
Only fruit.
That was a good one.
It's a lot of fruit.
I was like 30, 29 high.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And we're still in level 6 here. Steven Chidwick raises in the cutoff. It's folded around to me in the big blind. I have just around 50,000 here. I look down at a pocket pairs. Not a big one, but there's smaller ones out there. Pocket 4s isn't too bad. I think this is a pretty mandatory shove in this spot. So I go all in. He calls right away. He's got ace jack. Flop, ace high. Not looking good for me. Turn is not a 4. So I have 2 outs going into the river. I do not hit. I have been eliminated from the PGT Championship. Can you believe it? That's hard to believe, right?
Very hard to believe.
Yeah.
See your kickoff?
Yeah. See you, bro.
It was great I made it into the free roll, but I did not do well in it. That's all right. I did start with one of the lowest stacks. You know, it's 30-minute levels, the first 4 levels, and then it went to 40. Pretty shortly after the tournament starts, you really don't have a lot of chips. And then I had the queens, ran into the kings, lost most of my chips there, caught a couple of double ups, but then finally busted to Steven Chidwick. So about 40 people left out of 54. So the good news is there is another season kicking off in just a couple of weeks. So I will be there for that. And this year, hopefully I can get hot right out of the gate and not be fighting my way into the leaderboard all season long. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, I just got this little consolation prize in honor of my 100th PGT cash. So pretty cool. Not many of these. That's pretty cool. I am a avid PGT supporter, play all their events, most all of them, and it's cool that they recognize things like that with awards like that, and just the $1 million championship free roll I just played. No buy-in, they just give away $1 million. So reasons like that, I really like to support the PGT, and it's really a great product. So I will see y'all next time.